Hey guys, so today we're going to be talking about vegans and veganism and how I got into it. And is it hard? Is it easy to do? What do I eat on a day-to-day basis? Pretty much answer the basic questions that I get asked pretty much every day. So let's get into it. Alright guys, so first we're going to talk about how I became a vegan. What was the first steps I went and did to become a full-on vegan? And really, the first thing that kind of set me off to become a full vegan was my roommate at the time in college. He was into trophy hunting, and that just him talking about that all the time, and just how he just to kill animals just to say he has done it. That really kind of started my whole thinking of like why do we kill animals just for the sport? Like it's just disgusting to me that we kill animals just because it's fun or because you get some kind of glory out of it or something. So right after that, I became a vegetarian immediately. There was after we had that conversation that night. The next day, I decided I was going to be vegetarian, and I haven't eaten meat since that moment. And that was about 7 months ago ish, give or take. Um, and then so that was my first step right there. Basically, was vegetarian. And that was easy to do. I never really liked meat in the first place. I didn't really like eating it. So becoming a vegetarian was very simple and easy to do. And then after that, I was seeing this girl in college, and she had been vegan and vegetarian in the past, and so we both kind of wanted to go full vegan. So we read up on it. We did a lot of information. We watched a lot of videos on YouTube, just trying to figure out, what all it was, what all the information, how to still stay healthy and be vegan, trying to get the right nutrition still and everything like that. So that was kind of my driving force, was that I had someone who actually wanted to do this with me. I'm not saying you can't do it by yourself, but if you have someone who wants to live the same kind of lifestyle as you, it's definitely a good starting place to find someone like that you're close to or you're friends with. Say, hey, maybe we can try this together. Maybe we can do this journey together so that I don't have to do this alone or you don't have to do this alone. It'll be something, it's always easier to do things with other people. And this is how it was for me. Becoming a vegetarian and vegan with my best friend at the time was absolutely amazing. Every day we'd eat the same thing, we'd go do the same stuff. And it was easy because the option for animal products or meat wasn't on both of our minds at all. So being vegan with another person is just, I would definitely suggest it if you're going to start to become vegan or if you're starting on this path. Being vegan with somebody is the right way to start. Like I said, it's not necessary. You can do it by yourself. It's just harder. So basically, after university, after I left, I came back to Ohio, and that was an incredibly hard thing to do because I had lost my best friend because she lived in San Diego, I lived in Ohio, and in Ohio there are not very many vegan people or anybody that I know of, to be honest. And I've reached out, I've talked to people. I know a lot of vegetarians, I know a lot of people who live a healthier lifestyle, but nobody who's completely vegan in Ohio. And it's actually incredibly difficult to be vegan by yourself, especially like currently I'm staying with my family, and nobody that I live with is vegan. So like, sometimes I'll like go to the fridge to just get a snack or something, and I'll look up and down the whole fridge, and there's just nothing that I can actually eat. There's either everything in the fridge has animal products like milk, dairy, any kind of like eggs, meat. Like that's the only thing in the fridge here. Like so living with people who aren't living the same lifestyle as you is incredibly difficult. So like I'll have to go to the store and I'd buy myself fruits and vegetables and vegan products like the veggie patties. Like they sell this good like chicken free chicken. It's made out of soy, but it's really good. I like it a lot. Tofu, all sorts of stuff like that that really help me to be vegan and still live with other people. And it's still challenging. Every day I wake up and I'm like, what am I actually going to eat today in this house? Like, unless I have special food for myself, like, it's almost impossible to eat. So, that's another hard part about being vegan. So, you're probably wondering what is one of the hardest parts about being vegan, other than living with people who don't live the vegan lifestyle. And that would definitely be going out to eat anywhere. Especially in Ohio. In California, it was actually pretty easy to be vegan, and in Phoenix, because there's a lot of like vegan restaurants or restaurants that are more easier to be vegan at, like Thai food and all sorts of stuff like that. But in Ohio, we don't have any of that stuff. It's really Ohio's known as like a meat and potato state. So like going out to restaurants, like there's nothing, no entree, nothing on the menu really that I can eat. And it's like really inconvenient sometimes. Like I just want to eat a normal meal like everybody else, and I can't. I have to special order my food everywhere we go. I have to normally get just sides or something like that, something small, because there's just nothing I can eat at any place where I go out to eat, in any restaurant. There's no options. So I mean that's why I love going to California. That's why I love traveling to different places, because it seems like every place else is more like cultured towards veganism and vegetarianism. But it seems like Ohio is really just living in the past. Like there's nothing here for me to eat, and it breaks my heart, because I just, like I said, I want to live a normal life, but it's hard to do here. It's hard to be vegan in Ohio because there's not many options. Like if we go to, I don't know, there's a place called Bob Evans, in Ohio. It's like a pretty big chain restaurant, and like everything on the menu of entrees is meat based or dairy based or egg based. Like there's nothing else. Like I can get a salad, but all the salads come with chicken. So I have to get salads minus chicken, minus, they you only come with ranch. I have to get minus ranch, minus cheese, minus the croutons, because most croutons have dairy. So at that point, I'm just left with lettuce and like balsamic vinegar, and there's nothing else on the menu I can have. So 90% of the time when I go out to eat for dinner, like I normally just have to get a salad, because that is the only option. And I don't mind salad, but after every day of eating salad, it gets boring. You just want to have a normal dinner, but sometimes you can't have that when you go out to eat. So that's why I prefer to eat in. I prefer to cook my own meals. I prefer to do everything myself, because I know what's in that food. I know what I'm putting in my body, and I know that no animals are being harmed when I'm making it myself. If I go to a restaurant, like, I don't know if they're putting butter and everything. Like, I don't know if they're putting dairy. Like, you just never know when you go out to eat. You can't trust any restaurant, anybody. That's why I prefer to cook everything myself. I prefer to do everything I can from animal-free products, just because, being vegan, it's what I'm passionate about. It's what I want to do. So the fact that, you know, I can't do that on a normal day-to-day basis here in Ohio really breaks my heart a lot. So, yeah. So the last thing I want to talk about is basically making the change to becoming a vegan. Is it something you have to do all at once? No. That's why I said, like, when I did it, I worked into it. I was first vegetarian, and then I just stopped eating and drinking all dairy, and then I moved on to taking out eggs out of my diet. It's not something you just have to one day just cut out everything. And even with that, like, now that I'm full vegan, like, even sometimes I'll make mistakes. Like, I'll eat something and then later on find out that it had, like, eggs in it or dairy in it. And it's like, it's not the end of the world. You're allowed to make mistakes. That's not a problem. It's just being aware of that mistake and not making it again. As you become more vegan, like, in the beginning, like, I didn't know a lot of things. Like, now I can tell you pretty much by skimming or looking over anything, like in the store, I can tell you if it's vegan or not without even having to read the ingredients, because I know I've read every list of ingredients on pretty much every product you can ever think of. Like, you could give me any package and I could tell you within like a half a second if it's vegan or non-vegan. I know I've read so much. I've read and I've read and I've read, and I've gathered so much knowledge on everything veganism and being vegan that I can tell you, like, right now, if it has, any kind of dairy or eggs or, meat product in it at all. And with that, like, even if I eat something and I don't know it has dairy in it, I will be able to tell. My body has just been so used to not eating eggs or dairy or meat. Like, if I eat something with dairy in it, within, like, I don't know, a couple minutes, I can tell if I've had dairy just from the way my body reacts. And then I'll go back and read that product and I'll see, like, oh, it actually had dairy in it. And, like, so I don't even have to read anymore. My body would just tell me, like, hey, you just ate something with dairy in it. And same thing with eggs. Like, if I eat any kind of egg or dairy or anything like that, my body lets me know before I even know. Like, it's the craziest thing. By cutting this stuff out of your life for so long, like, it's just, you can tell once you put it back in your body, because your body reacts completely differently. My lifestyle and body has completely changed since becoming vegan. Like, I feel better, I feel different, I feel full of like joy and happiness. Like, I'm a lot happier, I think, as a human, just in general. And I mean, that's probably not 100% from being vegan. I think just changing my lifestyle completely and cutting out all animal products, just like changing everything basically 360, has helped me to become the better person that I wanted to be. It's not something I set out to do when I first became vegan, but I'm glad this change has happened to me. And I know if you decide to become vegan, you will definitely feel the life changing things that it's doing to you and will do to you. So I'm not trying to convince you to become vegan either way. I'm just letting you know my story, how I became a vegan, how it affects me in every day of life, and how you can do it too. So let me know if you have any other questions or concerns or anything like that. Comment down below, leave a like on the video, and subscribe if you enjoyed it. I hopefully can do another one of these a little bit more in depth about certain details, like eating out, the best places to eat, the best places to avoid. Let me know if you have any questions like that. But other than that, I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.